how do you clean algae out of your pool? I'm going to show you real quick. It's actually a really easy process. You just have to follow a few simple steps in a very specific order, and your algae problem goes away. And then at the end, I'll also show you how to control your algae. Our pool is usually pretty much under control all the time, but this year has been unusually bad. But you can see I'm getting a little green around the edges of the pool. So the steps you have to do here is to shock the pool first. So yesterday I put in 2 gallons of shock. I killed everything that was in the pool, and so now it is resting on the bottom. Typically you will see a lot more green than this, right? But again, I don't really typically have algae problems. So, but you may, if you have a real algae problem, the entire bottom of your pool will be green after you've shocked it, right? And sometimes if it's a lot, you might even put 3 or 4 gallons in, and then put your pump on circulate. I'll show you how to do that with the pump that I have, and let that circulate for a 24-hour period. Okay, so I have an Intex pump with a sand filter, and I'll show you how to, your filter, regardless of the model, is going to be very, very similar to this. I've shut the pump off, and this is after you have shocked the pool, right? So that night after you've shocked the pool, then you want to push this down, and you only turn this valve to the right. It only goes in a clockwise direction, and you want to set it to recirculate. So you're going to recirculate that liquid shock for a 24-hour period before you've done anything else. So then after your shock has recirculated for a 24-hour period, now we are going to vacuum to waste. So that means we're going to hook up a vacuum, and we are going to pump it through our system here, but instead of going into the filter or back into the pool, it's actually going to come out the drain. So we're going to change this to waste. And again, we're only going to turn this in a clockwise direction. So now that's set to waste. So here's the equipment that you will need to do this. You need a long pole and a vacuum attachment for your pole. This is the drain line that will hook up, and I'll show you that. And then we need a hose. The hose doesn't need to be the entire length of the pool. It only needs to be the length from the pump inlet to the both ends of the pool. So I have a 36-foot pool, and so I've probably a 20 or 25-foot hose here. It just needs to reach both ends of the pool. Okay, so we're going to connect the waste hose to the drain. So we just take this cap off. We want to leave the little gasket on the inside, and then we're going to connect the waste hose. And you want to pump this. You're going to be removing quite a bit of water from your pool depending on how much vacuuming you're doing. And so for me, just get it down the hill away from everything so it can drain away from the house. Okay, so the next step is just to connect. It's a simple connection. Connect your pole to the handle end of the vacuum, and then connect your hose to the other end. Then we're going to toss this entire thing into the pool to submerge it. So as you vacuum this, you want to go nice and slow, because you don't want to disturb the algae that is sitting dead at the bottom of your pool. You don't want to stir it up. You can see the clear difference between where I've swept and where I haven't, right? You want to go nice and slow. Just over the green parts. You want to be sure that you don't have green everywhere, depending on the color of your bottom of your pool, but most of them are blue. So it's really easy to see where it's at. And for me, I didn't let this go long, so I didn't let it grow long, I should say. So it's just on the edges, which really is the hardest part to get because it's surrounded on these Intex pools. I cannot stress enough the importance of making sure that your hose is completely full of water. You can test your suction by holding your hand to the bottom of your vacuum to make sure that it's got a really nice strong suction. Okay, so now we've just finished vacuuming. Now we want to set the filter, on the filter setting. Again, we've only turned it in a clockwise rotation, and we've set it on filter. And now the pump goes back on, and we're going to put everything back together. Okay, we are done. Pool is crystal clear. We are ready to go for a night swim. I will put links in the description for everything that I used. And I wish you all well for keeping your pools clean during the summer.